Well, gentlemen, Motorpoint Supersport race, sprint race, fantastic in very hot conditions. Luke Jones on the Acumen Industrial Services T3 Racing Triumph from row 3 on the podium. How did that happen?
You know, I knew we had the pace. It was just qualifying. It was a bit dodgy conditions, a few wet patches, and in qualifying, I didn't feel as though I put together a decent lap. So I think that's where we was back on row 3. But I mean, at the start of the race, I got away with these two and Billy. Unfortunately, Billy crashed, but you know, I could stick on the back of these two, and I felt real comfortable. You know, there was quite a few areas where I was a little bit quicker, and they were a little bit quicker, and we were sort of to and fro a little bit. But the last 3 or 4 laps, I just kept tucking the front. I lost a lot of front grip, and I was making a load of mistakes, and I could see I had a big gap behind me. So in the end, I just thought, well, you know, we're settled for a podium. So.
Stunning last lap, really nip and tuck. How did that feel? That looked good.
Yeah, it was a good race. It brings back memories of 12 months ago here with Alistair and Stuart Easton last year. So yeah, it was a good race. You know, I would like to have won, obviously, as you do, but you know, it's good for the championship. Unfortunately, Billy crashed, but you know, it's kind of for my mistake that I made at Knockhill. I've kind of made amends a little bit. So yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and try harder and see if we can get on the top step. Well,
Billy's loss was your gain because you're now just 21 points adrift, so that's a lot better.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Like I said, I crashed in the second race at Knockhill, which was totally my fault, and yeah, it was 21 before the crash, so I've kind of brought it back to a point within a race, you know. So anything can happen, you know, from here on to the end of the season. Still a long way to go, so we'll keep trying.
Fantastic. Alistair, win number 2 this year, and you were that lap record holder here, so it was always going to be good for you.
Yeah, I enjoy this place. It's good memories for me. I've had my first British Superbike win here in the wet. 2011 we won a few races here and won the title here, and last year went down to the last round, so it's been good. And that race was no different than, you know, the usual British Supersport race. It was ding dong, and you know, we've been testing the last 2 weeks just trying to get myself more comfortable on the bike. We definitely got the starts nailed now. Was more aggressive off the start, got into the first turn and got the lead, but I could hear the Triumph behind me. Didn't know whether it was Graham or Billy, so Graham went past, and then we pretty much hit straight back, and then tried to dictate the pace of the race, and then I could just hear the Triumph closing in certain areas, and I knew it was going to be a bit of a ding dong, and I just tried to ride defensive for the last few laps to see if anybody would kind of get on the back and maybe make some more moves behind us. But you know, it's good to get that win. You know, we've had 2 DNFs, which has definitely hurt us for the championship, so from here on in there's just one thing on my mind, and it's just trying to get those race wins and climb on the podium as much times as I can.